Good morning, children.
Morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
I don't know why some of us have not still joined us, so I will not start this new concept. Let us just take up a test. We'll just see if the others will join us in some time. So until then, we'll just engage ourselves with the test. Yeah. So this paper, children, you can see it has 10 questions. A few of which I have not explained. The concepts which I have not explained. So ignore them. Try the others. So I'll tell you. Question number 1, you can ignore as of now. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Start working from the fifth one. From the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still need to understand. Work 5A and B, children. Six also we can try. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Except the first 4 questions, the others we can try now in the class. Cube root of 750 divided by cube root of 384. Completed? Need help, children?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, 750 and 384 are not.
Perfect cube. Yeah, they're not perfect cubes. They are not perfect cubes. You're right. So take away the division symbol and write it as by cube root of 750 by cube root of 384. Now cube root of A divided by cube root of b can be written as cube root of a by b. That is, you just write one single cube root and inside that write the fraction 750 by 384. Instead of writing them under two different cube root symbols, write the fraction under the same symbol, because cube root of a divided by cube root of b can be written as cube root of a by b. Now, under the cube root symbol, you have a fraction. Write all the factors of the numerator, the factors of the denominator, and then certain numbers will get cancelled. And that way you can find the cube root, or you can evaluate this expression this way. Try this, children. Got it?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, after doing the prime factorization for both the numbers, we end up with some factors, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
When this number is not a perfect cube, what should I do next?
Okay, fine. The thing is, I can. Okay, so this is what it is. See here. So cube root of 750 divided by cube root of 384 should be written as cube root of 750 by 384. Cube root of a divided by cube root of b can be written as cube root of a by b. Now find the prime factors of the new. Express 750 as a product of prime factors and express 384 as a product of prime factors. Now you can see 2 and 3 from the numerator and 2 and 3 from the denominator gets cancelled. And you're left with 1, 2, 3 5s. So 5 cubed and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because these 2 and 3, they get cancelled. So in the denominator, we have 2 cubed into 2 cubed. Now from 3 5s, 1 5 comes out of the cube root. And from 3 2s, 1 2 out, and again from 3 2s, 1 2 out. So 5 by 4. So the value of the given expression is 5 by 4. Is it clearly understood, children, or shall I repeat the explanation?
I got it, ma'am.
All right. So whenever you have, see now, supposing the question was cube root of 27 divided by cube root of 64. Supposing it was.
Ma'am, it's 5 by 4 or 5 by 2, ma'am?
Which one is 5 by 4? 5 by 4, yeah, it's 5 by 4, no? Because
2 into 2, ma'am.
from these three 2s, 1 2 out. And from these 3 2s, 1 2 out. So 2 2s are 4, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So children, if the question was something like cube root of 64 divided by cube root of say 343. Cube root of 64 divided by cube root of 343. We know cube root of 64 is 4. Cube root of 64 is 4. And the cube root of 343 is 7. So 4 by 7 directly. Cube root of 64 divided by cube root of 343 is equal to cube root of 64 is 4 divided by cube root of 343 is 7. 4 by 7. So when the numbers under the cube roots are perfect cubes, you can evaluate it straight away. You can find their cube roots and get the answer straight away. When they are imperfect cubes, you must use the rule. Cube root of A divided by cube root of B is equal to cube root of A by B. You must write both the numbers under the same cube root. Then express the numerator as a product of primes. Express the denominator as a product of primes. Primes meaning prime factors. Primes. Primes meaning prime factors. Then you can see certain factors get cancelled in the numerator and denominator. And you're left with 5 cubed. Children, I hope we understand that 2, 3, the factors 2 and 3 in the numerator and in the denominator, they get cancelled. So you're left only with 3 5s and 6 2s, which we have written as 2 cubed. These 3 make 2 cubed. These 3 make 2 cubed. And yeah, now from 3 5s, 1 5 out of the cube root. And from this 1 2 out, 1 2 out. So 5 by 4. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's go for the next one. Yeah, this is your next question. 5B.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, but I'll have to reveal the first step, ma'am. Can I ask?
Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, the first
Yes.
step, we can do it as the cube root of 8 into 17 power 3 into a power 3 into a power 3, no, ma'am.
All right.
But here we can take all the numbers. I mean, we can remove the cube root from all the numbers. But what can we do about 8, ma'am?
You have the answer yourself. Just think, give it a second thought.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, you know it. Ask yourself, you'll get the answer. I'm sure you know it.
Okay, ma'am, I got it.
Yeah. Got it, children? Move on to the next one. Try question number 6. Yes?
Its answer is 217 a square, ma'am.
We're not supposed to leave it like that, right? 217 a square. You're right. You're right, but what is the next step?
Ma'am, I don't know how to proceed, ma'am.
No problem. We'll see that. So 8 comes out of the cube root as 2. And 317 as 117. And a power 6 is a square. So now 2 into 17 is 34. 34 a square is the answer. 34 a square is the answer. See your children, cube root of, this is what is given to you. So 8 can be written as 2 cubed, 317 as 17 cubed, and you can break down a to the power 6 as a cubed into a cubed. Not to get confused, it's not 3 3s are 9. When bases are same and it's multiplication, we add the powers. 3 plus 3 is 6. When bases are same and it's multiplication, we add the powers. 3 plus 3 is 6. 8 is written as 2 cubed. So in order to get rid of the cube root symbol, we try to write every factor raised to the power 3. Raised to the power 3. So 2 cubed is 8. 17 happens 3 times. So 17 cubed. A to the power 6 can be written as a cubed into a cubed. So now from 3 2's 1 2 out. 3 17's 117 out. 3 A's 1 A out. 3 A's 1 A out. And the connector is a multiplication sign. Multiplication, not addition or subtraction, multiplication. So how do you simplify further? 2 17 times 34, a into a squared. So 34 a squared. Clearly understood, children?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Absolutely no doubts, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children, please proceed. You can see the next one on the screen. That's what you'll have to try. Question number 6.
Ma'am, is it 30, ma'am?
What? 30, huh? 30?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now what you can do is you can multiply. You can just check it yourself. 150 multiply by 30 and see if it's a perfect cube. What do we get? 150 into 30. 115 to 30, what do we get?
4,500, ma'am.
Yeah, now do you think 4,500 is a perfect cube?
No, ma'am.
Because it ends with only 2 zeros. A perfect cube cannot end with 2 zeros. Because, for example, if you take 20, which ends with 1 0, 20 ends with 1 0. The ones digit is 0. Now 20 into 20 into 20 is 8,000. So if a number ends with 1 0, its cube will end with 3 zeros. So no cube number or no perfect cube can end with 2 zeros. Straight away you can say it is not a perfect cube. Now if you're asked, is 8,400 a perfect cube? 8,400. Or say 6,400. 64 is a perfect cube. The cube root of 64 is 4. 64 is a perfect cube. But 6,400 is not a perfect cube because it ends with 2 zeros. If a number is a perfect cube, it should end with 3, 6, 9, 12. Zeros must be multiples of 3. The number of zeros the number has must be in multiples of 3. It can end with 3 zeros. If not 3, not 4 or 5, 6 zeros. If not 6, not 7, not 8, 9 zeros. But that doesn't mean that every other number that ends with 3 zeros is a perfect cube. The converse is not true. Now, when you take up a number like 8,100, 8,100, straight away you can say, without finding the cube root, without trying to find the factors, you can straight away say it's not a perfect cube because it ends with 2 zeros. A perfect cube cannot end with 2 zeros, minimum 3. If it's a perfect cube, minimum number of zeros it can end with is 3. If not 3, then 6. So now we got 30 as the answer. Then 150 into 30 gives us 4,500. But 4,500 cannot be a perfect cube because it ends with only 2 zeros. So which is straight away says our answer is incorrect. So check again. Yes, what's the answer?
Ma'am, is it 180, ma'am?
180. Let me just check. Yes, that looks right. Let's see the answer. Yes, you're right. Who was that? Sindhu or Sanjay?
We both did it, ma'am.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. All right. So all that we have to do is to find the prime factors of the number 150. And here we have. So 150 can be expressed as 2 into 3 into 5 square. 2 into 3 into 5 square. Now to find the number that is to be multiplied to 150, you need to use all the numbers that do not occur in threes. That is, now this factor 2 is not raised to the power 3. It needs 2 more 2's. Now this 2 to the power 1, if it should be written as 2 to the power 3, you need 2 square. If this 2 to the power 1 should be written as 2 to the power 3, you need 2 square. You need 2 into 2. Similarly, 3. 3 is not occurring in triples. 2 also doesn't occur in triples. You need 2 more 2's so that it becomes 2 cubed. 3, we need 2 more 3's. And 5, we have 2 5's. We just need 1 more 5. The fact is every other factor of the number must occur in triples. Every other factor. Now the given number is 150. 150 is not a perfect cube. 150, it's not a perfect cube. The question is by what number it should be multiplied so that it becomes a perfect cube. By what number should it be multiplied so that it becomes a perfect cube? So when we find the, when we express 150 as a product of its primes, we see that 2 is not raised to the power 3. So you need 2 square so that it becomes 2 to the power 3. And 3 is also not occurring in triples. So multiply 3 by 3 square so that it becomes 3 cubed. Similarly, 5 square into 5 will make it 5 cubed. So the product of these numbers, is 180. And this is the smallest number by which I told you the other day, smallest number need not be 1, 2, 3, 4, small number. It's not like that. That's not the meaning. There is no number smaller than 180 that can be multiplied to 150 to make it a perfect cube. So 180 is the smallest number. And when you multiply 180, when you multiply 150 by 180, you get 27,000. And 27,000 is a perfect cube because the cube root of 27 is 3 and from 3 zeros 1 0, so 30. The cube root of 27,000 is 30 because 27,000 is 27 into 1,000. 27,000 is 27 into 1,000. Cube root of 27 is 3. Cube root of 1,000 is 10. So 3 into 10, 30. 3 into 10, 30. So to find the least number, that is to be multiplied, you need to express the given number as a product of its primes. Identify the numbers that don't occur in triples. So here every other prime does not occur in triples. So if 2 must be 2 cubed, you need 2 square. If 3 must be 3 cubed, you need 3 square. And if 5 square should become 5 cubed, you need 1 more 5. Do we understand this, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Two, when it's multiplied by 2 square, it becomes 2 cubed. 3, when multiplied by 3 square, becomes 3 cubed. 5 square, when multiplied by 5, becomes 5 cubed. So the required number is the product of all this. 4 into 9 into 5. 4 into 9 into 5, which is 180. So 180 is the smallest number by which 150 is to be multiplied so that the product is a perfect cube. Now, when you multiply 150 and 180, we get 27,000, and 27,000 is a perfect cube. Its cube root is 30. 30. Shall we take up the next one, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Question number 7 is the next one, children. Start working. Have we started, children? Question number 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, children. Yeah. Found the prime factors? Got it, children? Finished? No answer. Now here you must take away all the factors that don't occur in triples. For multiplied, you must include the factors that don't occur in triples. Here you must take away. If a factor does not occur in triples, you must remove it. I think it's time we'll see the answer. So this is the prime factorization of the number 1440. Now 1440 can be expressed as a product of primes like this. Now when you see 2 cubed, 2 occurs in triples, fine. 2 square, take it away. Take it away. If it is multiplied, then you should write 2 here. If you're finding the number to be multiplied, okay, that I'll ask you later. Fine. 2 square. This prime 2 here does not occur in triples. Take it away. Write it here. 3 square. Again, doesn't occur in triples. 5 does not occur in triples. The product of these factors, the product is 180. So 180 is the smallest number by which 1440 is to be divided so that it becomes a perfect cube. Simply take it away. If it is raised to the power 3, ignore it. If it is not raised to the power 3, take all those numbers. The product of those numbers will be the required number. How will it change if you are finding the number to be multiplied? What will be the answer here? If you're finding a number to be multiplied.
189.
Ma'am, it would have been 2 into 3 into 5 power 2, ma'am.
Yeah, it will be 2 into 3 into 5 square. 2 into 3 into 5 square. 2 into 3 is 6. 5 square is 25. So 25 into 6 is 150. 150 will be the smallest number to be multiplied to make it a perfect cube. The value will be different. The number to be multiplied will be different from the number to be divided. The number by which it should be divided. I'll repeat. 2 cubed. So here this occurs in triples. So you can just leave it. 2 squared. Take it away. It doesn't occur in triples. Just take it away. 3 squared does not occur in triples. Take it away. 5 doesn't occur in triples. Take it away. The product of these factors. 2 square, which is 4, 4 into 9 into 5. 4 into 9 into 5. 4 into 5 is 20. Into 9 is 180. So this number, the given number, 1440 should be divided by 180. Should be divided by 180. When you divide by 180, you get 8. The quotient is 8. And 8 is a perfect cube. 1440 must be divided by 180. Must be divided by 180. So that it becomes a perfect cube. When you divide by 180, what you get is 8, because just see here, children, on the screen you can make out. When you divide 1440 by 180, what will happen? All these numbers will get cancelled, right? All these numbers will go away, because when you divide this one by 180, when you divide this by 180, that means you're dividing this by 180. When you divide this by 180, that means you're dividing this one by 180, this by 180. If you're dividing this by 180, that means 2 square, 3 square, and 5 will get cancelled. You are left with 2 cubed. 8. When you divide 1440 by 180, the answer will be 8. And 8 is a perfect cube. You can see 2 cubed. We got the required number. The answer ends here. 180 is the smallest number by which this one is to be divided so that it becomes a perfect cube. (180) is the smallest number by which the given number 1440 is to be divided. On division, what will you get? You will get a number called the quotient. When you divide this by this, the resulting number is called the quotient, so that the quotient is a perfect cube. And the quotient will be 8, because when you divide 1440, when you divide this one by 180, 180 has these factors. So when you divide this by 2 square, 3 square, and 5, they'll get cancelled, and you'll be left with 2 cubed. And 2 cubed or 8 is a perfect cube. So for the difference between multiplied and divided is when it's multiplied, here, see, I'm talking about question number 6. I'm using the answer for question number 6. See here. So when we have to find the number that is to be multiplied to 150 to make it a perfect cube, So this is how we express 150 as a product of primes. 2 is not raised to the power 3. So how many 2's you need so that 2 becomes 2 to the power 3? You need 2 square. 3 is not raised to the power 3. You need 3 square so that this becomes 3 power 3. So 3 square. This is 5 square. When it's multiplied by 5, it will become 5 cubed. So the product of these factors, 2 square, 4 into 9 into 5, 180. So 150 is to be multiplied by 180. 150, the given number 150 is to be multiplied with this number 180. So that the product, when you multiply two numbers, the answer you get is called the product. So 150, the given number 150 should be multiplied by 180 so that the product is a perfect cube. Well, for division, you just need to take away all those factors which do not occur in triples. So just remove 2 square, take away 3 square, take away 5. The product of these, which is 180, is the required number. Got the difference, children, between finding the number to be multiplied and divided?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do work. Please work question number 9. Children, to answer question number, to answer the questions 1 to 4, I shall share the relevant videos. They're very simple. I'll share the relevant videos. Please watch the videos and complete them today. Maybe after the class now or after your school sessions. But by the class tomorrow morning, you should have completed it. Tomorrow, we are starting a new chapter, Understanding Quadrilaterals. So please complete the assignment which I post today. Please finish it today itself. Now in this paper, question number 1, 2, 3, 4, we were not able to do because we still don't know these concepts. I said I'll share the relevant videos, watch and finish all this. What's up?
Ma'am, I got the answer.
Yes, Madhumita, what is the answer?
Ma'am, this number is a perfect cube because its prime factors are 2 power 3 into 2 power 3 into 2 power 3 into 7 power 3. As all the numbers occur in the cubes of 3, it is a perfect cube, ma'am.
Because every factor occurs in triples.
Yes,
Every
ma'am.
prime factor occurs in triples. It's a perfect cube. Very good. Let's see the factors. I'm sure the others are also just about to finish. See your children. This is what you must get. As Madhumita rightly said, the given number can be expressed as 2 cubed into 2 cubed into 2 cubed into 7 cubed. So since the number can be expressed as a product of triples of equal factors, it is a perfect cube. Since this number can be expressed as a product, see this multiplication sign, this number can be expressed, this equal to sign, this number can be expressed as a product, multiplication, as a product of triples. See, every factor occurs in triples. Every factor occurs in triples. So since this number can be expressed as a product of triples of equal factors, it's a perfect cube. Let's have a look at this also, children. Evaluate. There's a mixed fraction under the cube root. Evaluate cube root of 1438 over 2197, 2197. So to find the cube root of this mixed fraction, we need to first convert the mixed fraction to its improper form. Improper form. Mixed fraction, improper form. Then find the cube root. I'm sorry, find the prime factorization of the numerator. See here? See here, you can see it here. Express the numerator 5832 as a product of its primes. And express the denominator 2197 as a product of its primes. Now from 3 2s 1 2 out, from 3 3s 1 3 out, from 3 3s 1 3 out, over from 3 13s 1 13 out of the cube root. So now this is 18 by 13. Because the given question is as a mixed fraction, we leave this also as a mixed fraction, which is 15 by 13. Please complete this as homework. Have a look at both the answers, children. I'll just wait for some time. Have a look at both the answers. Any doubts, please get them clarified. So now for this 2197, it is not divisible by 2. It's not a choice that we are not using 2. You try to divide this by 2, it's not divisible. Try to divide by 3, not divisible. 5, not divisible. 7, not divisible. 11, not divisible. So like that, you come up to 13. So once you come across a situation like this, it's better you remember, okay, this number 2197 is a perfect cube and its cube root is 13. You must remember that. So that next time you see this number, you will not waste time with 2, 3, 5 and 7 and 11. You will straight away use 13. This number 2197 is not divisible by 2. It's not divisible by 3, not divisible by 5, not divisible by 7, not divisible by 11. And finally, it was divisible by 13. 13 169 times. Then again, this is divisible by 13. 13 times, 13 ones. So now that you've come across the situation, you must remember that this number 2197 is a perfect cube whose cube root is 13. Cube root is 13. So next time you see this number, you will not try the other factors, 2, 3, 5, and so on. You will straight away use 13. So you must have that impact must be there. So you should not give up when you come to 11. You shouldn't get tired. 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. No, it's not divisible. You should not give up. You should keep going. Now, when you take the number 12,167, 12,167, 12,167, it is a perfect cube. You try to divide by 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, not divisible. It's divisible by 23. And 23 is a prime number, so you have to do it. You'll have to, wherever possible, use a test of divisibility. It ends with an odd number, so it's not divisible by 2. The sum of the digits is not a multiple of 3, so it's not divisible by 3. You must use the test of divisibility. What we have learned down in 4th or 5th standard. It doesn't end with 0 or 5, so it cannot be divisible by 5. Like that, use a test of divisibility wherever possible. So as I was telling you, this number 12,167 is divisible by 23. Once you get 23, no, you should again use 23. Don't come again from 2, 3, 5, 7. Divide by 23, then again try by 23. Like here we got 13, 169 times. 13, 169 times. Now don't try 169 with 2, 3, 5, 7 and waste time. Take 13 again. It should be divisible. Devadarshini, are you there? Danya, are you there? Danya, are you there? Devadarshini and Danya? Okay, I think Danya is trying to say, yes, I can see your mic unmuted, but I'm not able to hear you, Danya. But Devadarshini, when I called out your name, I didn't see your mic unmuted. It's on mute. See, when you try to talk. Okay, ma'am, I'm having some internet issues. Okay, Devadarshini. All right, Devadarshini. Danya. Kirtana, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Madhumita? Yes.
Yes,
She's been
ma'am.
responding. Okay. Raja?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sindhu and Sanjay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children. Good. No doubt is a silly doubt, children. You can ask me anything. Please ask anything, whatever you have in your mind. If you think that's not understood, please ask me. You don't decide for yourself that it's a silly doubt. No doubt can be called a silly doubt. Yeah. So to answer this question, is this number a perfect cube? Is it a perfect cube? They're not asking you to find the cube root of this number. It's not find the cube root of. Is it a perfect cube? The procedure is the same. You will have to find the prime factorization of the given number. like this and check if every factor occurs in triples. So yes, this number can be expressed as a product of triples of equal factors, so it's a perfect cube. If supposing it was only 7 square, not 7 cubed, if it was 7 square, if it was 2 cubed into 2 cubed into 2 cubed into 7 square, then the factor 7 does not occur in triples. The factor 7, supposing it was 7 square, then you must say the factor 7 does not occur in triples. So the given number is not a perfect cube. In the next one, we have a mixed fraction. So you need to convert that to an improper fraction. Then use this procedure and express the numerator as a product of primes. And then again use this procedure and express the denominator as a product of primes. Raise it to the power 3 so that it's easy to bring them out of the cube root. Yeah, then this step is, I think you shouldn't have any doubt here. And this is 18 by 13. And since the given expression is a mixed fraction, we write this fraction also as a mixed fraction. So the cube root of this number, is 1 5 by 13. The cube root of this number is 1 5 by 13. Take a screenshot. Please complete in case you haven't done it now. Yeah. This one also, we'll see it in the class. Finish it at home. Find the side of the
Can you show the previous slide 1 minute, ma'am?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. What's the formula to find the area of a square?
Side into side, ma'am.
Side into side or side square. Side into side or side square. Volume of a cube is given by the formula side into side into side. A into A into A cubed or side cubed. Find the side of a cube. Now, supposing a cube has a volume of 8 meter cube. Children, if a cube has a volume of 8 meter cube, how will you get it's a cube? So the length, breadth, height all have the same value because it's a cube. In a cube, length is equal to the breadth is equal to the height. Now, if you're given that the volume of a cube is 8 meter cubed, then the length must be 2, the breadth must be 2, the height must be 2. Because 2 into 2 into 2 is 8 meter cubed. 2 meters into 2 meters into 2 meters is 8 meter cubed. In a cube, the length is equal to the breadth is equal to the height. So if the volume of the cube is given to be 8 meter cube, then the side, meaning side or edge or length, breadth, height, will be equal to 2. If the volume is 8 meter cubed, then its edge, each edge, or you can say side, will be 2 meters because 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. What will be the edge of the cube whose volume is 125 meter cubed? 125 meter cubed. If the volume is 125 meter cubed, what will be the edge of the cube? What will be the volume of what will be the edge of a cube whose volume is 125 meter cubed? What happened, children?
Ma'am, 25.
Okay, 25 into 25 into 25 is 125. No.
5, ma'am.
Yeah, no, don't ask me, you must tell me. You ask, are you saying is it 5 or it is 5?
It is 5, ma'am.
Yeah, it is 5. Yeah, it is 5. That's right. Good. Because 5 into 5, 25, and 25 into 5 is 125. So if a cube has a volume of 125 meter cubed, then its edge will measure 5 meters. Because 5 meters length into breadth into height, or edge into edge into edge, because LBH, all the three are the same in a cube. In a cube, the length is equal to the breadth is equal to the height. In that case, if the volume is what? Edge into edge into edge, or L into B into H. If the volume is 125, then the edge has to be 5, because 5 into 5 into 5, length 5, breadth 5, height 5. So L into B into H, 5 into 5 into 5 only can give the volume 125. What if the volume is 64? Of a cube, we are talking about a cube. If the volume of a cube is 64 centimeter cubed, what will be the edge?
4, ma'am.
4, because 4 into 4 into 4 is 64. 1000? If it is 1000, if the volume is 1000?
10, ma'am.
10. If the volume is 343?
7, ma'am.
7. Because 7 into 7, 49. 49 into 7 is 343. If it's 512, 512? 8, because 8 into 8 is 16. Oh, sorry, sorry. 8 into 8 is 64, and 64 into 8 is 512. Is 900 a perfect cube?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Because it only has 2 zeros, ma'am.
Yeah, because it has only 2 zeros. 900 ends with 2 zeros. It cannot be a perfect cube. 900 ends with 2 zeros. It cannot be a perfect cube. Because a perfect cube should have if it has zeros in the end, it must have a minimum of 3 zeros. It should have a minimum of 3 zeros. Minimum 3 zeros. It cannot have 1 or 2 zeros. It should have a minimum of 3. If at all there are zeros, minimum 3 towards the end. All right. So now similar question. So find the side of a cube. Find the side of a cube whose volume is given to you. Volume is given. So the cube root of the volume will give us the side. The cube root of the volume. The cube root of the volume will give us a side. So side cube is this one. So side is equal to cube root of this. Side is equal to cube root of this. Side cubed is this volume. So side is equal to cube root of the volume. Side is the cube root of volume. So to find the cube root of this, the numerator and denominator, you have to find the prime factorization of the numerator, the prime factorization of the denominator. So see here, 29, you'll have to use 29 straight away. It's not 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23. It is 29. It is 29. So that means you must start making guesses. How do you guess? Like you get tired now when you reach 11, you're tired like, oh my God, what is that number? So you must make a guess, children. How do you make a guess? So now, for example, you think it is 13. Okay, you feel it's 13. 13 ends with the digit 3. This is important, children, so that you save time in working with numbers like this. Now you're tired because you've been trying 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 does not work, and now you're like, what can be that number? So you can make a guess. Now supposing 13, you think it's 13. 13 into 13 into 13, 13 into 13 into 13. 13 ends with the digit 3. So 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So when you find 13 into 13 into 13, 13 into 13 into 13, you'll get some product, but it'll end with 7. But this number ends with 9. This number ends with 9. So it cannot be 13. Okay, maybe it's 17. It's 17. 17 ends with the digit 7. So 17 into 17 into 17. 7 sevens are 49. And again into 7. 49 into 7, 343. So it'll end with the digit 3. It'll end with the digit 3. 17 into 17 into 17. Whatever is a product will end with 3. So you need to find that number, which when multiplied with itself 3 times will give you 9 in the end. 9. And that can be 9, 19, 29. Not 39, because 39 is not a prime number. You will not be using 39. You will not use 49 also, because 49 is not a prime number. 59. If you want, if the product of a number multiplied with itself 3 times should give you 9 in the end, the number also should end with 9. So like that, you can make a guess. Try 19. Try 19. It will not work. It will not be divisible by 19. So the next number you should try is 29. Let me show you that first slide. Here, when 9 cubed is 729. If the cube number ends with the digit 9, then its cube root also will end with the digit 9. See here, 9 into 9 into 9 is 729. If the cube number ends with 8, if the cube root ends with 8, then its cube will end with 2. 7, 3, 6, 6, 9, 9, 0, 0, 0, 0, 9, 9, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 1, 1. Now look at the others. The remaining numbers are these. If the number, I think it's getting late for you. So fine, children, let me take up this in the next class. Maybe tomorrow I'll just wind up with this part. Just remind me in tomorrow's class. Maybe getting late for your class now. Let me just continue with this. Yeah. So I was telling you that since it ends with 9, the number can be 19, 29, 59. So try 19. It will not be divisible. Then next you try 29. It will be divisible. Like that you find it. Okay, so volume is given. Edge cubed or side cubed is the volume. So side is equal to cube root of the volume given. Yeah, so for 216 you can see here. And then from 329s, 129 out, 1 2 and 1 3 out. So 29 by 6, mixed fraction 4 5 by 6. So the edge of the cube is 4 5 by 6 meters. Have we done a similar one in the class earlier, children? Ratio, we should have done it.
Ma'am, it's in linear equations, ma'am.
Ma'am, we did this type of question in this lesson, ma'am, but it's not a decimal number, ma'am.
Okay. Correct. That's what. Okay. Take a picture of this one, children. Try this. So today you have some homework to complete. Please finish all this by tomorrow's class. Take a picture of this one. We'll discuss this in tomorrow's class. Complete this. Yeah, so like this completes the whole paper. So I said for question number, for questions 1 to 4, I'll share the video. So using the videos, you can complete these. 5, 6, 7, this one, this 8, 9 and 10, we finished in the class. This ratio alone, since it's time, I'm just leaving it to you. You can ask your doubts in tomorrow's class. A similar sum has been discussed earlier. Just that you'll have to convert this to a fraction. You must convert this decimal number to a fraction. Convert the decimal number to a fraction. That's the difference. And one more thing is, when the numbers are in this ratio, you assume the numbers to be 2x, 3x, and 4x. I'll just give me another 2 minutes, I'll wind up. So the numbers are in the ratio 2:3:4. So let the numbers be 2x, 3x, and 4x. Let the numbers be 2x, 3x, and 4x. 2x, 3x, and 4x. Now what is given here? The sum. That means you should add. What should you add? The sum of their cubes. You must not add the numbers. You must add their cubes. See here, the sum of their cubes. The sum meaning you'll have to add. The sum. So we have to add. Add what? Add their cubes. So if the numbers are 2x, 3x, and 4x, what are their cubes? Cube of 2x is 2x the whole cube. The cube of 2x is 2x the whole cube, which is 2 cubed is 8x cubed. 2 cubed is 8, 8x cubed. The cube of 3x is 3x the whole cubed, so 27x cubed. And the cube of 4x is 4x the whole cube, which is 64x cubed. Now what is given? The sum of their cubes. So that means the sum of their cubes is given to be this number. The sum of their cubes meaning 8x cubed plus 27x cubed plus 64x cubed. The sum of their cubes, you should add their cubes. When you add their cubes, this is the answer. See here, the sum of their cubes is this one. Convert the decimal number to a fraction and then simplify. This 99 comes to the other side as this multiplied by 99x cubed is in multiplication, will come to the other side for division. Then you just need to simplify how this number becomes this number after simplification. Divide by 3, 99 divide by 3, 33, divide this by 3, then divide by 11 and all that. On simplification, just by cancelling the numerator and denominator, by simplifying, you get 27 by 8,000. Yes, children, please complete this one. So that will complete this test paper. Yeah, children, that's it for today's session. And for tomorrow, please wait.